What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new idea, a starter deck deluxe. Big shout outs to my friend Andrew Holder, who said, you know, it would be really cool, a really cool video idea. What if you took and you bought 2 Overhaul starter decks and then made the best deck possible out of it? What does that look like? And I went, you know what, Andrew? Let's do that. And so that's what today is. We're going to take and purchase 2 Overhaul starter decks. I've got 4 of every Overhaul card here, and we're going to go, what are the best 50 cards that you could play as Overhaul? The smallest investment you can into the game as Overhaul. Before we get into this video, I do want to have a small disclaimer. This video is not a how do I play Overhaul video. This video is not a here's what all the Overhaul cards do. This video is exclusively me trying to figure out, if I've had the full starter deck, what's the best 50? And so you're going to go through my process of figuring out what's the best 50. If you need to know how to play Overhaul, or if you need to know what the cards do, I've got other videos, but go check out those videos and then come back to this one in order to see what's up. So Overhaul, 6 hand size, 27 health, play stuff for free. We're going to have a couple piles. I have to play this one. The starter decks come with bonus characters. This is my I'm not playing pile. Easy enough. The first thing we do with any deck profile is we have to figure out what attacks we're playing. So I'm going to lay out every attack in our deck. We're going to lay them all out and then figure out which ones we like and we don't like. A lot of cool 4 diffs. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do as we are laying these out is let's look at difficulties, right? 6 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff, and then a slew of 4 diffs. Okay, this looks pretty good. From there, let's take a look at our block zones. We've got high block, high block, high block, low block, low block, low block, mid block, mid block. Okay, so our block zone coverage is pretty good. The only issue that I'm seeing is 2 of our high costs are low blocks, so we might be having to force to check between those 2. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to figure out what do my high difficulty cards look like. And so when we take and we compare Hardened Claw Crusher, Monstrous Fusion, and Reconstructed Wrecker, what's the right number? So I really like Hardened Claw Crusher. Lose 2 health, add a rival foundation, selectively get rid of their cards, and then build the top card of our discard pile face down. I like this card enough that I think I'm down just to jam 4 of it. It's got an incredible high block. I think this card is fantastic inside of this deck. It's really, really good. It's got solid stats. It's just a really, really good one. Reconstructed Wrecker, being able to discard a card, play a face down for my stage as my next form, feels very good. It being the low block feels very good. I think it's a 2 of angle. It lets us kind of be Overhaul a second time, and a lot of our cards say if played from a different spot, which this card lets us do, it triggers a bonus ability. And so this might be a 2, maybe even a 3. And then my last one is just 1 of Monstrous Fusion. I think this card is super, super cheeky. It is a remove the top 3 cards of my discard pile. My attack gets +3 speed. So it's an 8 for 8 6 diff. So, like, we could play a second copy of it, depending on how we're feeling. But I'm not positive that our foundation base is going to allow us to play a couple 6 diffs, you know? But we'll put it in at the 2 of for now. And we'll leave this as our high difficulties. And let's take a look at what our 4 diffs look like. So this is what we're playing pile. Trim Eruption. Sorry, we've got we got this pile down here, huh? Monstrous Dash, Slap Mr. Compress, Overhaul Assault, Piercer, and Tremor. Okay. So let's just go from the top, right? Quality high block. If it's played from a different zone, it gets damage. If it deals damage, I get to build it in face down. This card feels fantastic. The only issue is it's pretty mid. And so, like, I like this card. It's got a quality high block. We'll keep it on the record on it. Slap Mr. Compress. After I play this card from anywhere other than my hand, my rival discards a momentum. That feels good. It's also very mid. Lose a health, destroy a face-down rival foundation. Interesting. With Claw Crusher, like messing up with foundations, and Mr. Compress messing up foundations, we could have like a neato foundation destruction idea happening. Okay. Overhaul Assault. After it's played from anywhere other than my hand, draw a card. That feels good. Deadlock Stun 2. That feels incredible. Stun 1. That feels a Stun 3 move at Deadlock. Okay. If I've gained health this turn, which my character does, -1 difficulty, -1 to his block modifier. Okay. Stalagmite Piercer. If I've played it from anywhere other than my... And if an attack has been played from anywhere other than my hand, this turn gets 2 speed. Easy. If this card does not care about itself, it cares about if any card ever has. So this being a 5 low for 5, 6, 7 and him as a 4 diff is incredible. We're obviously playing 4 of this one in the pile. So now we got to figure out what these look like. And then lastly, an EX2 move. After this attack is played from anywhere, my rival flips 1. Okay. If this attack is blocked, my rival commits 1. So like late stage committal. We already have some decent low blocks on the Wrecker and the Monstrous Fusion. So I think at most we would play double Tremor Eruption. I like Overhaul Assault, letting us re-ready a card. It's probably another 4 of Angle. And so my real question here is Monster Dash or Slap Mr. Compress. I think I'm kind of liking what Slap Mr. Compress does. It's a powerful 2 move, but we've got a powerful 3 move. So it might just be the Monster Dash. It's interesting because like the more I'm seeing things like Monster Dash and Overhaul Assault, the more I want to put Reconstructed Wrecker in my deck. It's so interesting. Because of like building cards with Overhaul, this is so interesting. Maybe the answer is like we should be like a little more nuanced with it, right? We could do 3 Monster Dash, 1 Mr. Compress, right? And maybe we do just 1 Tremor Eruption. And let's actually put in an extra copy of Wrecker, right? Let's put in a bonus one. I'm liking that. Yeah, it's a 5 diff, but I get to play a move for free. It's okay to play some high difficulty stuff. So we're gonna put this. Hold up, this is in the wrong pile. This is our obviously we're gonna play pile. I think this might be where we're at. Let's count how many attacks we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 22 attacks. This does not feel terrible because of the amount of building we get to do for free, as well as playing a card for free. It's going to feel... It's okay if we draw attacks, because we can just take and build them into our stage face down as a foundation, right? We can do that both on our turn and their turn. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Let's clean this up from here. Let's look at our foundations. Easy peasy. I'm going to separate this out in their block zones. So we've got a high block here, and we'll put this up here. We've got a mid block. We've got another high block. We've got a mid block. We've got a low block. We've got a shiny mid block. We've got a shiny mid block. Got a low block. We've got a low block. Okay, so we have our foundations. Let's talk about the obvious ones, right? Let's start with Serum Bullets. It's a 0 diff. TamCardwell loves his 0 diffs. We're going to be playing 4 Serum Bullets. It's not fantastic. It's not that great. It feels kind of cool to block with to get to commit cards on their board, but we have to play 4 of it strictly because it's a 0 diff. We got to. I'm going to move this Overhaul over to here, this not playing pile. I'm going to move this here. Okay. Cooperation Offer. You're my next obvious choice. Cooperation Offer is a 4 of. This card says, flip for minus speed, commit for plus damage if I've used my cool Overhaul ability. Feels incredible. Absolutely insane. Reconstruction. It's a 4 of. It's a 1 diff that has an Overhaul response after you play an attack from anywhere other than your hand. It gets +1 speed. Incredible. And then remove, build the top card of my discard pile face down. So if I'm looking to play cool things like Monstrous Fusion, I don't have to have them in my hand. I can reconstruction them from the top of my discard pile in order to get them. This feels incredible. Let's move on to now these guys. So it's interesting that we have only 2 options for our high blocks, right? Commit if I have more face downs. Their move, my move gets +2 speed. I think I have to play this at a 4 of, even though I don't necessarily want to, because it's a 1 diff 3 high block. It's a high block on a foundation. I have to have that. And then my move gets damage. I have to play it because I need the high block. If I had another high block foundation, I think that I'd be down to play it instead. But I just don't. I have to 4x the high blocks because I can't get caught without the block zones, you know? Up next, I want to talk about the mid blocks again. Hand of Confession. Add this card to my card pool. Build 1 card from my card pool face down committed. This card is neato, and I think it gets played at a 2 of maximum. Like maximum. It's probably, even if we have extra room, it's probably going to get cut down to a 1 of. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just cut it down to a 1 of. I don't need to play more than 1 of this card. It's so that I can play, like, I'll play my Hardened Claw Crusher. I will play a different move. I'll use Hand of Confession to build this Hardened Claw Crusher in committed, use Overhaul, and then play this on a 5. It just lets me replay 1 move. It's not spectacular. It's cool. It's techie, right? But I think I want to include it to give it a real try. I think that just having more copies of Monstrous Ferocity is probably just better. So I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Yes, this is a unique, but if it is unique, I can just use Overhaul and build it. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to play more Monstrous Ferocities. I think playing 4 of this card makes sense. Overhaul Breaker 1, I can block with it if it's face up in my stage. And then if necessary, I can just use Overhaul and block with it on my opponent's turn. I like this a lot. That's very cool. Yeah, we're going to keep it. So up next, we've got Taking the Gloves Off and Loving Father. It's very tough to not just slam 4x. We're going to take these Hand of Confessions and put them in the not playing pile. It's very hard to not just slam 4x love, Taking the Gloves Off, just because it's a 1 diff, right? 1 diff with an incredible deadlock ability. And so I think I'm just going to. Boop. And then my last thing is Loving Father. This is destroy face down foundation. After an attack is played, it gets +1 or -1 speed. This is one of the only ways that I really get to interact with my opponent's board. So I think I'm going to do double Loving Father. And it accidentally says remove if the top card matches. Do a cool thing. There are other strategies that aren't like the starter deck that really utilize this card. But I think as just the starter deck, I think that's where we're at. So I'm going to take the other 2 and put them in my not playing pile. I'll double check my attack count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. 23 to 4 to 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 51, 52, 53. We could make cuts if we so wanted. I think that if we are to make cuts, they might just be from our attack cards. I want to try and make this list as 50 as possible. Right? Let's lay these out. Our mids. We need another mid. Another mid. Hand of Confession might just leave. You know what? Hand of Confession's gone. Hand of Confession's gone. Here's our 3 lows. Here's our lows. Experimenting on quirks and converting captured pieces. There's highs. There's highs. And now from here, let's take and check our block zones on our attacks, right? We've got the 1 slapping Mr. Compress. There's Monster Dash. There's 1. We've got 4. Oh, is that true? Yes, yes, yes. We've got 4, 2, 3, 4. I think the easy choice, right, is to take... We got 16 here. I guess I cut 2 cards. It easily could be like 1 Hardened Crusher. And then one of the Overhaul Assaults. Although I don't love that. It could also be 1 Hardened Crusher, 1 Reconstructed Wrecker. Or maybe... Reconstructed Wrecker feels really good in the starter deck. It could just be Tremor. I think it's actually just Tremor Eruption. We've got so many quality low blocks that I think that cutting both of these makes sense. So for my at home, I think for my high block slot, it is one of these 3 cards, right? We're not allowed to cut the foundations because they're so important. So the question is do you like Monster Dash? Do you like Slap Mr. Compress? I think that because I have converting as my big momentum out, as well as the powerful, I think I'm actually going to get rid of the slapping Mr. Compress. And I'm going to keep the Crusher because it is a stage control card. Because I've got stage control here, and I've got stage control here. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is the list. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Am I off by 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 50. Easy peasy. Yeah, I'm gonna slide this over a little bit so you can see the crushers. I think here's the list. With that said, I would love to know your guys' thoughts. What would you add? What would you change? What are the cool things that you would do with this with Overhaul Deluxe? Let me know down in the comments down below. And if you play this deck, let me know what your results are. I would love to know what cool things that you could do. I am planning on playing this deck in a webcam event for you guys all to see later on this month. A link to that match will be, or a link to that tournament will be in the description down below. So with that said, you guys, thank you much for watching. And as always, I wish you well.